Hello there, welcome back to another episode. In this one, we are looking at NEO stock. So, of course, the intention of this video is to see if NEO is a good buy over the long-term period and where it might go in the next few months. So, of course, if that does sound like a great plan for an episode, please do leave that like, please do subscribe. It would be absolutely massive to the channel. You'd be helping us out so much. And, of course, if you do want to come and talk to us on Discord about stocks, link to the Discord will be down in the description. Of course, we do now have a new feature, which is to become a channel member. If you would like to become a channel member, link to that will be down where it says subscribe. It should say join right next to it, and that is how you set it up. Right, so let's just jump straight into this one by having a look at how it has been moving over the past 6 months, and then, kind of zoom in to get a more targeted approach over the more recent period. Over the past 6 months, we have a lot of, stuff happen around the stock. So mainly the fact that it's been boosted all the way from low points back in July of $11 all the way up to about $60, and then all the way down to the current price of 45. So of course, from about, let's just say late October into November, we saw a lot of hype around this company. And the main reason for this was simply due to the fact that analyst ratings kept going up and up and up for this one. People were very positive on it, and a lot of different reputable sources were keeping saying that it's going to go up and up and up into the future. We had price targets at $40, $50, $60, kept going up and up and up. And then we had this huge factor which forced it down. And of course, that was the fact that the United States voted to ban Chinese stocks. And of course, there is a way around this, and I do believe that NEO will be working on this right now. And that's simply due to the fact that they will want to stay on the American stock market, simply due to the fact that that's where the investor money is coming from. Of course, a lot of people in America, or at least on this New York Stock Exchange, will be buying NEO, and I do think it is in their best interest to stay on it. And of course, that is why we are taking the approach that they are going to stay on it. So of course, there is the other approach which they may not, but this video does intend to follow the approach that they are. So yeah, looking at this one, ever since that, it actually took a small bounce back up, and things were looking positive for NEO. But after a few days of selling off, you could be asking yourself two questions. Is it going to keep going down, or is right now the perfect time to buy? So of course, I am no financial advisor, but looking at NEO in comparison to XPeng, I do think that NEO is in a much better standing, simply due to the fact that even though NEO got a lot of positivity when it was going up, it did not get as much hype as XPeng did, and I really think that helped it when it came to a sell-off, because it did not go down as much. Looking at this one on the 1 month, like I said, we are still seeing a little bit of that effect from the earlier part of the month, where it was at $55 plus. So obviously that was when it was at its highs. Then we had that bad news come out, and we saw a bit of this sell-off still in the early part of this month. So of course, on the 1st of December, which was the very start of this actual month, not the 30-day period, we were selling about $45. Looking at where we are now, we're on about 45 again. So of course, it is around the same point, but we are seeing a lot of volatility in that period. Of course, we saw highs in this month, not counting that earlier part of the sell-off. We are seeing highs of $48.95, so almost even $50. But unfortunately, it did not hit that $50 target, and it bounced back down. Now, looking at this one for the long term, honestly, I do still see it as a good buy. Obviously, looking at it on the 5-day, we are still down ever so slightly, though. Of course, we started off the week on 45.90. We're ending off the week on 45.77, so it's really not that big of a decrease at all. Now, yeah, looking at this one on the 1 day, very, very volatile, but we are in the red. And I do think we are in a great standing for growth on Monday, simply due to the fact that that sell-off actually did, start to flatten out on the earlier part of the day. So personally, for that reason, I definitely see this one as being a potentially great time to get in right now, simply due to the fact that we are potentially looking at more growth coming on Monday and into the next week. Now, looking at this one for the long term and for its targets and whatnot, I definitely think that NEO is in a much better standing than XPeng anyway. Like I said, one factor is due to the fact that it did not get as much hype when it was going up, but I think what they are doing with the business is also, I'm not going to say better because I do like XPeng, but I think it's different, but in a way which could potentially change, the pattern of the stock for the future. So of course, there are rumors now about a cheaper version of a NEO car coming out. Honestly, I talked about this one with Tesla, with their potential $25,000 car. If this company was to launch a cheaper car, which was perfect, in the sense that it had all of the features, it had good build quality and all of that kind of good stuff, honestly, I think this would have an absolutely insane impact on the share's price. So of course, if we are anticipating a new car coming out, we are absolutely looking at a huge stock boost for the future. Either way, I do see NIO as being a good buy for the long term, simply due to the fact that sales figures are fantastic for this company. The cars are decent looking, and they are actually working on new models all the time. So of course, a new model of a NIO car did come out just the other month, I do believe. I think, if they do keep diversifying this range, honestly, they do have a great potential to grab some of this market sector. And I think NIO does have some great room for growth in the future, simply due to the fact that they are an electric car brand in a time when all cars, or at least most cars, are petrol and diesel. So of course, as cars do move to being electric more, we do see a lot more potential for a company like NIO to come in and grab some of that market sector. Like I said, honestly, if they can work on a cheaper car, which I definitely think is in their best interest, so they will probably do that in the future. If they can work on that in the future, very soon, hopefully, I think it would definitely have an absolutely insane impact. But either way, I think we are looking at great growth for this one, over the next few years. Now, of course, when we are looking at this one and what returns I would expect, I would definitely like to see this one hit $100. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think it does have potential to happen in 2021, but I wouldn't expect it to happen very early on. I would definitely say that if you're going to hold this one and anticipate big growth, I would be holding it for the next 5 to 7 years, and that's simply due to the fact that this market sector which they operate in is set to expand. And of course, NIO sales are expanding all the time. We've had positive reports after positive reports, and I think that's definitely setting them up in good standing. I think if a big institution comes in and buys some more of the stock, which is potentially what may happen in 2021, we're going to see further growth. I think if we get some more positive analyst buy ratings, that would also be a great catalyst, which will push growth back up. But overall, I can see this one as being a good buy, but it's definitely one of the more treacherous ones if you are getting into it. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.